Hello everybody, welcome to the Whiskey Dictionary. Today I have a product review for you. You guys have actually been asking me to review this particular product for a little while. And so I reached out to Aged & Or. They were actually sold out for a little while, but they ended up sending me one, and here is the Bottle Caddy. So this is a bag specifically designed to help you transport your whiskey without it clattering around or breaking. Now, Aged & Or is a company that makes products specifically for drinking. I would say specifically for whiskey. It definitely is its target demographic, but you could kind of apply it to a bunch of other stuff. Regardless, I've reviewed things like their bottle decanter. Let's see. All right, totally fine. And the bottle flight. Ooh, look at that. You can write the name of the whiskey here. Overall, this feels pretty nice, and I like it. Which are two of my favorite pieces of whiskey gear, and I use entirely too much. But I truly think anybody could get use out of these. Let's talk about the ideal uses for this bag. Because it's a bag, right? It carries whiskey. Like, what more does it need to do? But that's also kind of why it's a little elegant. Like, it has a very good solution. It has this foam insert, which we'll talk about in a minute. But that keeps the bottles from clanging around. When I think about using this bag, I think about going to somebody's house with a couple bottles that I want to share. And instead of just bear hugging them and like kind of opening the door with my foot or something, or carrying them in a plastic bag where they are and have clanked together and potentially broken, it is kind of a no-brainer that I would use something like this. Also, if I'm going away for the weekend and I need to carry a few bags in, this is way easier than, say, putting a bottle in the side of my backpack, which has the potential, when I put it down, to either hit the floor too hard or fall out, like you can see here. Now, given I'm not turning my backpack upside down too much, but what I do often have is a couple of laptops in that backpack, and I don't love that the bottle is so hard and like kind of pushing up against the sides of them, so if anything bangs around, there's a very high chance that thing could break. Alternatively, if you throw it in your suitcase or something and wrap it up in a shirt, that's not the most hygienic thing to do, and maybe you use some bubble wrap, but now you're making more trash. All of this stuff kind of gets around that this is a solution to that problem. And if you have that problem, this is a good solution. For transparency, Aged & Or did send me this bag for free. However, I, of course, didn't accept any money because I feel like that taints the reviews. So if you are interested, there is an affiliate link below. If you want to click on it and buy anything from their store, that will help out the channel. But my job is to tell you about the product and let you make a decision whether it makes sense for you, give you the good and the bad. And if you decide to buy it, use the link and it'll help me out. You all can see this thing. You could tell that it's a bag. It's gonna do bag things. It's gonna help you carry stuff, right? So let me tell you about a couple of things that you can't just see. So this material up here, this regular bag part, it feels a lot like a wetsuit to me. It feels like neoprene, and I don't know that they make a claim or anything about being waterproof, but I can tell you if this gets rained on, it's not gonna be a problem. It also has these large zippers here, which are really nice. When you're putting a lot of stuff into a bag, I find oftentimes like zippers, they'll get stuck because they have to kind of go over something. Having these little strappies is really nice. Speaking of straps, the straps are big enough that you can put your arm through it and kind of carry it without really having to hold things, which sure. And then the bottom here is kind of designed to be this hefty material that can carry a lot of weight. The stitching is fantastic, and I can tell you that it has that like diagonal cross stitch thing going on, so it's gonna be tough. Also something I have on my backpacks, which can hold a lot of weight. It also stood up to me being an idiot. All right, so looking inside the bag, we have this little foam core thing. Now this is what does all the work of making sure that you're not clanking your bottles up against each other. This is made of EVA, which is essentially just a form-fitted like foam, but it also has this really soft touch to it, so that's going to protect your bottles. So I pulled this out so you get a better look at it. It's pretty simple. It's an elegant solution. It was a little bit of a pain to put together, but you also only have to do that once, so it's not a big deal. It's resistant to UV light and also to just general weathering and cracking, so you're not going to get any of those problems. There's only so many ways I could think to test this, so the first thing I did was I put my largest bottle into the bag. Now, Courage and Conviction is absolutely tall. It's the tallest bottle I have on my shelf. And then I went and did one of the fattest bottles I have, which in this case is the Woodford Double Oaked. And again, no problem. Putting them both next to each other was a little bit hard, but they absolutely went in. It was not a problem. Then I tried putting a couple of bottles, as well as the Bottle Flights, the Neat Traveler, and a decanter, which of course fit perfectly. Now that it was loaded, I took it out to my car and tossed it in. Barely a sound. Then of course, since it's an Aged & Or product, I had to drop it. Out of 123 reviews on their website, they have a 4.96 rating, which is actually insanely high. And the only negative was one person who had an issue with the stitches ripping on their very first use. Clearly a manufacturing defect and easily remedied. Like every other man, and I believe this to be a universal truth, when I go on a trip or like a weekend thing, I want to carry every single bag in a single trip that I can. So the only improvement that I would make here is to give this some sort of an optional shoulder strap so I don't have to use my hand to carry this thing. Now, as I mentioned, you can fit it over your arm, so that's fine, you know, but it makes me feel like I'm holding a purse and I don't really love that. I'd much rather carry in everything important all in one trip. Everybody, I'm here! I brought whiskey! If you think that you're one of the ideal customers for this, somebody who likes to do tastings or go away on vacation, or maybe you're just more environmentally friendly, then this could be a really good offering for you, and I could see you making good use of this. I actually think I'll probably make more use of this than I even think I'm going to, because that's been the way it's been with every product from Aged in Ore. I just use it a lot. Alright. But if you're interested, check out the affiliate link below. Again, it helps me out. If you're not interested, no big deal. We would be back to doing regular reviews next week, and I'll see you then on the Whiskey Dictionary. Cheers.